about is Father Charles Goffin, who's a fascinating fascist. He's anti-Semitic, demands social justice. And the thing is he believes in inflating currency, inflation, nationalization of which he's going to call for on his radio show. Thing is he owns a radio, very big and popular in the lead up to World War II, agrees with Adolf Hitler, but says, like those opponents to the New Deal could be good as long as we go this far. And the thing is here's this individual calling for the nationalization of the banking system. So as far as that is concerned, that's where Charles Goffin stands. And now, as obvious, as clear as day, his anti-Semitism will sort of impact the popular mind at the time as far as we're concerned with what's going on overseas. Any questions about Charles Goffin? I have a picture of Charles Goffin here giving a talk, giving a speech about this. Another individual very big at this time is Senator Huey P. Long. Huey P. Long creates this, or wants this program, I should say, Share Our Wealth. Every man's going to be a king, and this is how he wants to make every man a king. Every family is going to receive $5,000 yearly. We will pay for this by taxing the rich. The thinking in this, and as far as you guys are concerned, certainly some of these programs nondescript as far as race is concerned, and gender also. The thing is he's kind of a controversial figure, very well known. There's a great movie, I think it's John, I can't remember actually who stars in it, but there's a fantastic movie about Huey P. Long. But, it was a great orator at the time. He's going to be assassinated in 35 for these, and we'll say it, socialistic ideas. That's his Share Our Wealth. So again, obviously not going far enough. Alright, am I cool to move on? Yes. Alright, moving on. And here's just an image of him doing a speech. Next is Francis Townsend. Now, because this is APUSH, do not get this guy confused with another name, Charles Townshend. Let me say that name again. Townshend. This is Townsend. Ellen, what is Townshend known for? Townshend? Yeah, which was? You're not wrong. Oh, come on, Townshend duty.
Those the ones in the revolution.
Yeah, good. Yeah, those are those taxes that are passed to try to supplement the taxes that were repealed, like the sugar tax. So the thing here is, this is Dr. Francis Townsend, and this is what he says. Over 60, because of course, as you know, the SSA that oversees the SSB turning into the SSA that oversees Social Security says 65. He wants to lower this, and it's $200 a month. Of course, the thinking is you pump more money out, stimulate the economy. That's kind of what's going on, with the auspice that you're going to spend this money as opposed to save it. So that's what's going on as far as Townsend's plan is going. Which isn't too far radical as far as the SSA is concerned. And that's pretty straightforward.
This stuff will not be on the test, correct?
Correct. Do you surmise that New Deal's kind of long? I do recognize that. It is heavy writing, so that's the thing. Alright. Cool if I move on? Here's Dr. Townsend here. Alright. Now, proponents. Very big. Eleanor Roosevelt's the first lady, and Mr. Roosevelt uses this quote about her. He says, "She is my legs." And what that means in this sense is that she's a very important figure in going out to the public and selling the New Deal to the public. One thing that's fascinating too, and we unfortunately don't have time to read, is she receives dozens and dozens of letters from children, and some of them are just gut-wrenching, and they're like, please, Mrs. Roosevelt, can I have 5 cents for, a milk for lunch? I mean, just very gut-wrenching letters from the Depression. But she's definitely the vision of the administration, very charismatic, like her husband. The thing is after the war, talking World War II, of course. After World War II, you got to know her. Thing is you got to know her because Eleanor Roosevelt is going to be the first ambassador to the UN. So she's putting kind of our platform out there and her stamp on what the UN needs to look like when it comes to human rights. And she's going to pen something that's real important in a Declaration of Human Rights. Next lady that we got that's important is Secretary of Labor Frances Perkins. First woman cabinet member, just as it says, but more than that, of course, she's Secretary of Labor, so she would, be in charge of things like the NLRB. So, she's of course woman, very important first woman cabinet member. Next lady that I would take note of is this Mary McLeod Bethune. And here's the thing, it's not on there, but I want you to know this organization. I think I've already mentioned this organization. She really heads what is known at this time as the Black Cabinet, which is sort of that kitchen cabinet of African Americans that are advising, just like the Brain Trust, Mr. FDR, on these New Deal programs, especially in the arena of affairs with minorities. So those are some very big proponents, just as I said, inside the Roosevelt administration. Any questions about this? And definitely, definitely know Eleanor Roosevelt, right? When you're cool to move on. Good? All right, moving on. And of course, here's Frances Perkins. She's a little lady. Next, we need to talk about Dust Bowl. So as we move on, one aspect of FDR that we're going to cover now is sort of the incorporation of this conservation side. So as this program, so that's one side of it, as these programs are being implemented from the relief aspect, he has to deal with new issues arising. So this is one issue that was totally natural. Quite literally, it was naturally created. And obviously, you guys are very good. You guys, as far as, I think most of you guys in here have read John Steinbeck. What's occurring is this massive drought. I think I have a map of this. This massive drought, and this is kind of, to show Steinbeck here for you how good he is. One term I'm going to use, and I don't think the term is actually on it, one term that I want to use is know what an Okie is. So Okies are individuals, bless you. Okies, bless you, from this Midwest region, move out of this area, from this Dust Bowl, which really what it does is it is massive winds. I don't think I have images on. Darn, there's some great images online of what this dust will look like, but literally, dust storms and stuff like this. But the soil, completely unused, unusable. One organization that you might want to just keep in the back of your mind is he's going to create what is known as the Soil Conservation Service, or the SCS. And the Soil Conservation Service is actually going to encourage farmers to learn methods of how you can conserve soil, because soil at this time, of course, is being depleted by this dust bowl. So big thing is, you have Okies and yes, Arkies too, and I think definitely about that John Steinbeck, Grapes of Wrath. And the thing is you move out of this area, right? And everybody knows what happens at the end of that book and what he finds in California, which isn't the greatest thing ever. Any questions about the Dust Bowl? You guys know what a dust bowl is, right? So at this time, you have the rise of Route 66. Here's another term that I'd like you to write down for this. So we're dealing with some other aspects, I should say, of the Great Depression. Escapism. The use of the car at this time, and not just even the car, not even just Route 66 to be able to go on this journey, but also the idea that going to movies, but escaping the reality of the Depression, what you're seeing is kind of big, certainly. A lot of these individuals will be taken account of course, by this important photographer. Does anybody know her name? You guys see her? I know it like every day in Miss Newberry's class. Does anybody remember her name? You've seen her though, right? Yeah. Dorothea Lange. Her name is Dorothea Lange. I'll tell you this, if you get a question on the exam about the Depression, you see an image, I'm going to say 99% of the time, if it's from the Great Depression, it's going to be Dorothea Lange. I mean, she's, you know, an amazing photographer at this particular time. Here's an example for you of a nobody.